Today we've got a two-part question coming in from Earl. First part is, hey Carl, did your challenges with dyslexia affect how you learned to play jazz and your approach to improvisation?
Hey Earl, that's a wonderful question. Yes, when I was younger, and still to this day, I have dyslexia. I know we've talked about it throughout the years. I always try to turn negatives into positives. Dyslexia definitely messed with my learning all around with reading, flipping words and sentences and stuff like this. As far as my jazz playing goes, I definitely started as an ear player first, and I definitely think more horizontal from left to right, like reading. Jazz-wise, what confused me throughout the years, and I think my dyslexia had something to do with this, was the vertical stacking of changes, of chords, of voicings. Thinking like that really was challenging for me because I was so ingrained with my dyslexia studies when I was going. I actually went to classes and optometrists to think more vertical, horizontal, left to right. Vertically though, as far as jazz playing throughout the years, what really helped me out with having dyslexia is going to the old Dizzy Gillespie thing, sitting at the piano and seeing it all laid out, and then playing vertically, horizontally, playing lines through that. So being able to see how things are stacked and how changes worked, so to speak, and then being able to run lines through that, I think that was a very good exercise for me to kind of bridge the gap with the dyslexia issues that I was having. I think by learning that way and learning my deficiencies also helped me out in other areas. And so I wouldn't look at any of this as a negative thing. God has graced me with really good ears, and throughout the years of my studies and some of my issues, I've learned how to kind of get through them, and it's helped me out. Like I said, hopefully this helps.
The second part of Earl's question is, when you're playing, do you give much thought to harmony, progressions, chordal extensions, and scales, or are you simply focused on playing sounds and shapes and licks?
Hey Earl, another answer for this multifaceted, great question is, do I pay attention to harmony when I play now? I think when it's a challenging tune, I have to. I always think about, what the nice, colorful notes on a change are, which is the fun extensions, the sharp nines and the flat 13s and stuff like that. So if it's a challenging tune with a lot of harmony in it, with a lot of changes in it, I definitely think about keying on certain color notes to kind of put me in different places, and I don't think much riff-wise or lick-wise, but I do think about trying to thread the needle throughout the changes. Again, I don't think this way on a blues or a standard tune I've played for the last 30 years, but like, for instance, if I was to take a tune like Giant Steps or Stablemates, something like this, or Moment's Notice or something like that, I'd actually really think about the harmony still to this day, and use my little tool bag of, I'm really into playing, and it comes from, again, that vertical and horizontal, the vertical voicing of a chord, of really trying to pick out the color notes and play motifs and statements on those colors instead of licks. So, almost doing a question and answer exercise on those particular notes that run through the chordal progression. So I think about that, but honestly, that's in my practice when I'm playing these tunes in performance. Obviously, I don't want to think about it. I want to just think about colors and shapes, and I don't want to think much because we all know I have a very limited brain. So you want to think as least as possible and try to get out as much music and dialogue as I can. So that's kind of how I approach harmony and harder progressions right now in the state I'm at right now. So hopefully that answered the question.